Alright, in this video we'll see how to create a FAQ manager. Let me show you what it does. So now you see there is a HTML, there is a FAQ that gets displayed on the page. Now if you click, this is expandable. Now this HTML is coming from the shortcode. Now you can see I have displayed the category of technology. Let me just change the category from technology to entertainment. So that related category FAQ will show up on the page. If I refresh it, you'll see. So this is related to FAQ. The same way, if you need the other category, let's say business, and once I refresh the page, you'll see the category related to business. So this is happening because of the plugin which we have created, which is FAQ manager. You can add your FAQ. Let me just add one more FAQ. In this case, let me just add for the technology, and this is how you add your FAQ, and you categorize them with the help of drop down technology. Click on FAQ, add FAQ. So it gets stored in the database with the custom table which we have created right now. So this is a table which is created, and we'll see how to create this table, and these data will be get fetched and displayed on this FAQ manager. So this again is from the WordPress default table. It has pagination as well. Let me just modify it. I have modified it. Now per page there would be only 5 values. So you can see if you click on 2, so based on that the value gets changed. And the main topic of this video is we are going to see how to create this search bar. So if I search something, some text, and if I click on search FAQ, you'll see the data shows up. And we have added the search field on question as well as answer. Let me just search for ticket, and you'll see the questions will show up. And if you search related, if you search something related which is on the answer, let's say OTT, and it will show up. Cool. You'll see how to add this, how to create this functionality in this particular video. Now let's see what are the things that we are going to learn today. So over here we are going to see how to create a custom table. As said, this is the table that we are going to create. Then we'll see how to create a dashboard menu. So on the sidebar you see this is the dashboard menu. We have a main menu and a sub menu, add FAQ and FAQ manager. And then we'll see how to create a backend form and a list table. So this is the backend form we would be creating, and this is the list table we will be creating. And along with that we will see the feature called pagination and search bar. As I said, per page there is 5 rows that will be displayed. If you want you can make it 3, if you want you can make it 2, based on your requirement. Let me just make this 3 and click on refresh, and you will see per page there would be 3. Now again we will see how to create a search bar, as I have already showed the demo of the search bar. Now again the shortcode. If I add this shortcode in any page and modify the category, let's say, and click on save, and based on the category the data will be fetched from this table and display it in the front end. This is what we have recently added. So without wasting time, let's get started. First and foremost thing what you have to do is you have to get into your plugin folder and create a folder, let's say FAQ2, and open your folder on the Visual Studio Code. And the bare minimum you just need a PHP file inside your plugin folder. So let me create a PHP file. So the name of the PHP file should be similar to your folder name. It's not a rule, but it's recommended. FAQ2.php. Now we need to give description about your plugin. Let me say UI Monk FAQ Manager is your plugin name, and this is the description, and this is the version number, and this is the author name. Now this is enough to show your plugin over here. Now what we do is, let me deactivate the previous one so that it doesn't conflict with our function name, or if you want you can let's leave as it is. Now once I click on activate, what I need is I want to create a database on the table. So for that we'll have a function called register activation hook. So once register activation hook is called, you will see this function will get executed. On this function we'll define the query to create the table, And before creating the table, we need to know the prefix of the table. By default, WordPress gives a prefix called wp underscore, and we need to know what prefix actually the database is using. So for that, we'll have a global WordPress object which is wpdb, let's call that. Along with that, we just need a character set of this particular database. So the character set could be UTF-8 or MD4 or ASCII. So with this wpdb, we can get the character set with the function called get character set collate. Now again, we can create a query, and this is a query that we are going to create. We need the primary key ID and the column question, again the column answer, again the column category, again the column created at. So these are the data type. So you can see the ID is medium int, and these are the data type, which is text and varchar, and again date time. Now to execute this query, WordPress gives you a function called delta-db. So delta-db is specifically for the custom created table. Now to call the delta-db, you need to first initialize the delta-db, or you need to call the function where it is defined. The delta-db function is defined in the upgrade.php, which you can find in the wp admin folder inside includes. Now we need to pass the SQL inside the function delta-db. So this is enough. Once you activate the plugin, you will see a new table created. So this is a table name that we have given, FAQ manager 2. Let's wait till it get activated, and it seems like it got activated. Now let me just refresh this page. Sorry, refresh this database, and if you click on A1, this is the current database that we are using, and you can see the FAQ manager has shown up. Now these are the columns which we have created. Now what we need to do is we need to add a new menu over here. To create a menu, it's again really very simple. You just need to hook a function, hook our custom function to a hook called admin menu. So admin menu is a hook, and this is a custom function. So inside the custom function, we need to define the menu. The menu, which is nothing but add menu page. Now what it asks is, this is the page title, this is the menu title, this is the capability for the author or the admin, and this is the slug which you'll see in the URL, and this is the callback function. Once you click on this, you'll see this function would get executed, and likewise we need to create a submenu as well. So the linking between the main menu and the submenu is the slug. So you need to pass the slug first, and everything else is common. The page title, the page name, sorry, menu title, and then we have the capability, and then we have the slug, and then we have the function. So this is the function would get called when you click on the submenu, and the submenu title would be FAQ, sorry, add FAQ. Now if I refresh, you'll see on the sidebar FAQ manager should show up, and there are two submenus. So let's just focus on the add FAQ first. Once I click on add FAQ, the page is blank right now. So now in the add FAQ, we need to create a HTML. So this FAQ will have a simple two input field, one input field, one checkbox, and one is static select tag. So it's fair and simple. We just need to focus on the name. So you can see name is there, again name is there, again name is there. So once I click on submit, what should happen? So once I click on submit, these name attribute should get stored into a variable. So once I click on submit button, you can see submit button also has a name. Once I click on submit button, all the variables should get, you will have access to each of the input field with the help of the post super global variable, and we are storing it. Now what we need to do is we just need to use our database. So we need to call the wpdb global object, and then simply we just need to use the insert query. So this should be over here. With the help of wpdb, we'll just simply pass the table name, the question, the answer, and the category, and let's store it, and the success message. Now if I try to enter a question and an answer and make it as business, if I click on add FAQ, a success message should show up. Also on the table, the data should get entered. Yes, that works. Now we can focus on the FAQ manager. FAQ manager is blank right now. We need to use a class. So that class before using the class, we need to know where the class is located, and we need to include that file. So the file is nothing but, we can find it in the wp admin includes class -wp list dot table. Now we can create our own class and extend this class. Now this is our custom class we have created. This is the name of the custom class, and then we have the main class or the parent class which WordPress provides. Now to make this work, we need to create an object on the, once we click on it, the function would get executed, right? So here the function would get executed, and over here you need to create the object of the class. And during object creation, we also need to call there, this is the class which we have created, and this class has a prepare item. This again will be overriding this class so that we can display the header, the footer, the pagination, and the search bar. And for the search box, this is required. I'll explain you in a minute. So the only two functions that you need to focus right now is the prepare item and the display. So we need to override the prepare item over here, so that on this class, so that we can have our custom table. So for the first thing, we need the header. So to display the header, what we'll do is we'll define a column first. When I say parent class, I refer to this wp-list-table. So wp-list- this parent class gives you a function called get column. So on the left side, these are the columns from the database. On the right side, these are the columns that will be displayed on this particular page. Now again to display the table, we need header, and we need the rows, individual rows, and these individual rows can be fetched from this particular table. So for that, again we need to run a query, and that query where we'll write inside the prepare item class, prepare item function, which we'll be overriding from this class. Once we call this function, we are defining the header. So in the header, this is the variable we'll get from the parent class, and we are overriding it, and this is the column name that we want, and this is for the hidden, and this is for the sortable. In the previous video, we have seen how to sort a table, and I feel right now it will be slightly longer, so I just skipped the sortable for now. In the next video, we'll continue with that. Now what we need to show up is we need to run a query. To run a query, we need the global WordPress object and the table name. Now we need to set the pagination as well. So here we'll be focusing on pagination, and we'll be focusing on the search field, whatever a search field is given, and that value can be accessed with the help of get super global PHP variable. And let me just show you. So for now, let's focus on the pagination. I want per page 3 rows to be displayed, and to get the current page, let's say we have 10 pages, and to get the current page, we'll have the get page name function that will display the current page which we are actually in right now. If suppose there are 10 pages and I'm in the 5th page, and this current page will have the number 5. And now to pass the configuration for the pagination, we need the total number of rows. To get the total number of rows, we can use the getVaries from the wp-db object, and these are the SQL query where it will give you the total number of, the where is not needed for now. So the where is needed, the where is only needed when we check, when someone types on the search bar and click on search, and that value will get appended in the URL, and we can access that URL with the help of get super global, and that the key value will be there. The key is actually S. Let's use that. Here we are using the ternary operator. If there is a request, then display the value, or else make it blank. And we say if there is search value, then change the where value. We are checking if it is empty or not. If it is not empty, then populate the where variable. The where variable will have the search, like this is the keyword from the SQL. If you write anything, let's say S, if I say OTT, and this would get replaced with OTT, and this would get replaced with OTT, and it will search for the column question, and it will search for the column answer. And if you find anything, and this is a query that we will be appending. So if it is blank, then it would be blank. If it is not blank, then this query will be appended, and based on that you will get the total number of rows. And now we have where query set, and we need to add one more thing, which is offset. Offset is again, let's say we have 5 pages, 2 3 4 5 pages, and each page is having three rows, 3 1 3 6 9, or let's say 2 2 4 6 8, and last one is 10. So right now I need the offset. What is offset? So let's suppose I'm in the page 3. So this is page, and this is, and the other one is row. If suppose I am in page 3, and what number of rows should get displayed? So if suppose I'm in value 3, the rows that need to be displayed is 5 and 6. So how do we get 5 and 6? It's possible only because of this offset. So this current page is actually 3. 3 minus 2 is 1, and 1 into 3, 1 into 2 is 6. So you can see 6. Again I'm saying I am in the third page, and 3 minus 2 is actually 2, and for a particular page we need, for per page is 2, so which is 4. So now the value 4 and 5, you will get the 4 and 5, and you will run a query based on that. Let me run a query. Let me show the query first. And here you see we are saying limit with digit and offset with digit. So we are saying per page there should be 2 is the limit, and start from 4, which we got it over here. Start from 4 and display only 2. So based on that you will get the query, and we'll run the query and display it into the items. So again we have header, which will display the header, and this is the row, which will display the individual row. And now we can set the pagination. So for the pagination we need the total number of rows, which we have it. Per page 2 we have it. The total pages, we'll multiply the total items with per page, so that's the value of the total pages. And now we just hold the value. To display the value, again the parent class will give a function that we need to override. So you need to make sure it's after the prepare item, and that's it. Let's see if everything goes smooth. You will get the value that you have entered. Now the where class is blank because undefined variable where. Let's just make the where as blank for now. I think colon, yeah, semicolon. Yes, if I search for something, you can see the S will be appended into the URL, S equal to outlines, and that outline will be fetched over here. So now this seems to be working. Let's try to add one more questions, so one more FAQ, and let me add this to a category so that we can see. This is going to be on technology. Cool. If I click FAQ, and to make, let's see whether it's working or not. You'll see only one row. Yes, that works. Now let's focus on the shortcode. Now for the shortcode we again have a function. Sorry, we again have a hook, which is add shortcode. As said before that, to display the search box you need this input type hidden. So this page is required. So that's when, if you click on search, WordPress will find which page to display the row which you are searched for. So that for that we need to pass this page equal to FAQ manager. So WordPress knows that for the search that the user has asked for is on this page, and WordPress will display the relevant data, the relevant row on this particular page. So this is required, that's what I meant. And this search box, you will see this is the unique ID that you need to pass, and this is for the text or the placeholder, or sorry, for the button. Cool. Now let's focus on the shortcode. Now this shortcode to we are passing a category. So for that, to access the category, we have ATTS. This is the argument that if suppose I pass the I pass the shortcode with category equal to technology, and that category equal to technology will be stored over here. Now we need to check whether there is a value passed or not. If the value is not passed, then we have to make this blank. So WordPress gives you a default function for that, which is shortcode underscore ATTS, and checking if the value is empty. We are defining if the value is nothing. Sorry, if the value is passed is nothing, then make it category equal to blank, or else give the category equal to which we are passing. Either it's technology, either it's going to be business, or either it's going to be entertainment that we would be passing as a developer who is using the shortcode. So by default, if that nothing is set, we'll be using the blank, and this is a function which WordPress provides. Now we need to run a query. So for that we need WPDB object, and if there is any data, then display that category. Let them get that category with the help of this ATTS. So we have access to this ATTS, and with this we have the key, and the value that will be passed is over here. So this is the value. Either it's going to be one of three, as already said: technology, business, and entertainment. And if the value is blank, then simply display all the values. If the value is not blank, then append a where query. If the value is not blank, then append the where query with the category that you have passed, either one of three values, and then run the SQL with the help of get result. Get result will return a value, get vars will return a number, one number. So that's the difference. So we need the whole row. So for that values are stored in the results variable. Now we'll start an output buffer to display the HTML, and this is the temporary place where your HTML is stored, and the temporary stored HTML will be outputted with the help of output buffer get clean. Now let's display the HTML. Since we have the result, and these result are nothing but the FAQ. So I got the result, and these result are FAQ, and I'm surrounding it with question and surrounding with the answer. So once I click on the question, the answer should show up. So for that I need the JavaScript. It's very plain JavaScript. It's just select the question. If you click on the question, if whatever there is immediately after, we'll access this with the help of next element sampling, and we'll use the condition display block and display none. So that's it. If you click on, let's say, if you refresh this page, you should see the data that you have entered, which is OTT, and the next thing what we have added is business. You can anytime check it over here, or you can anytime check it over here. So we have one with technology and one with business. So business, click on save, and the category related to business will show up. I hope the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening. I'll meet you in another WordPress plugin tutorial, maybe tomorrow. The thing that we have learned today is how to add a search box. So if you click on search box, this page or this input field needs this search box needs an input field hidden that will hold the page, and based on that you will see the data would be displayed on the row. So that's all.